Raiders. It was a possibility that they took me, and actually the Raiders coach, they called me after the draft. And they were like, we actually had a coin toss between you and Brock Bowers and landed on him. I was like, oh, wow. And then after the Raiders passed, they said, okay, we got to get up there before Jacksonville. So actually, Brad, he was like, they were trying to trade all the way up to 15, 16 to get me. So it's just one of those things where you go where you're wanted. And that right there, man, that fit. And as far as how the fans are, schemes that they run, and just even being around guys like J-Mo, Jameer, especially Brian, like, man, it was a dream come true. They knew.
All right, got more Terrion Arnold draft news. We talked about how the Packers was hoping that he would fall. Apparently the Raiders had a lot of interest in him. And that, if you've seen the video, if I remember to put it before the video, he said that the Raiders basically flipped the coin between him and Brock Bowers. I believe that was slot number 13. Now, the Raiders have been attached to wanting to draft Michael Phoenix or move up and get Jaden Daniels. But I guess the price was too steep. I don't really think, if you feel like you can get a franchise quarterback, I don't feel like the price is ever too steep. They don't have a quarterback. Minshew's a good bridge guy. That O'Donnell kid, whatever his name is, I'm not sure about him. But they don't have a quarterback. So you go out there and get Brock Bowers, whoever you want to get. You don't have a solution at quarterback, and I think that becomes an issue. Okay? So, if anything, I would have just took the cornerback, because why the hell am I taking a tight end and I don't have a quarterback? I'm just you know what I'm saying? And Brock Bowers is a weapon, but we've seen a lot of top tight ends go high and they haven't panned out. One of the guys that's having that effect, that late reaction knockdown effect, like in boxing when somebody hits somebody and then 2 or 3 seconds or 5 seconds later, then they fall down, late reaction, is like David Njoku. He started to have a lot of success with Joe Flacco in Cleveland. He was a late first-round pick. But Evan Ingram, Kyle Pitts, remember a lot of Lions fans wanted O.J. Howard. Ain't none of them dudes in the first round paying out. I remember when a lot of them mock drafts came out, O.J. Howard was a top, people wanted him to go in the top 5. Like, man, come on. Now, Evan Ingram has revitalized his career in, Jaguar, but it ain't, first round pick worthy. But Brock Bowers is a great tight end, though. He's really good college tight end. And you understand why they was enamored with the talent. Okay, I get it. But you ain't got no quarterback. Minshew was solid, but he ain't the guy. Say what you want to say. He ain't gonna be the guy long term. In a division where you got Herbert and not Russell, Patrick Mahomes and Bo Nix. I'm joking on Bo Nix. I had to say that quick. People were like, oh, Nix trash. He is. I don't know how you won the first round. So when you in that division, them two guys, But, he said it was a coin flip and it landed on Brock Bowers, so they went with Brock Bowers. He said then, the Raiders tried to trade ahead of Jacksonville to get him because they was under assumption that Jacksonville wanted him. Jacksonville took Brian Thomas. So, for the teams that didn't trade up, it really paid off. Eagles was trying to get up there. I think they were trying to get Quinyon Mitchell. And quite a few teams, Green Bay sat back and said, we'll wait to get Terrion. And the Lions jumped up 1 pick ahead of them and took him. So, a lot of this stuff get real interesting. It get really interesting to actually hear these things and these stories after the draft or down the line. It get really interesting. So, and for us, it worked out. For us, it truly worked out because we moved up a couple spots. Now, I think in that video towards the end, he said that Brad Holmes said they was trying to move up to 15 and 16 to get Terrion Arnold. And so happened only had to move up, 5 spots to get him, and it cost him a 3rd round pick. Now, some people say, well, you could have got Kool-Aid, you could have waited for Nate Wiggins, but hey, look, if you get an opportunity to get the best corner on your board, you get them. Especially when you're the Detroit Lions, when you don't have a history of great cornerbacks. You know, a lot of they cornerbacks, you know, throughout, especially throughout recent history, they were via trades or free agency. A Dre Blau, Chris Houston, you know what I'm saying? Darius Slay is the best corner they had in quite some time. He was a second round draft pick. So you know, other than that, they went out there and they put stock in there. And they old general manager Mark Mayhew, who was a defensive back, he didn't believe in drafting them high. That's the crazy thing about it. He didn't even believe in drafting cornerbacks highly. So, you know, that is what it is on that aspect of it. But they flipped the coin. I mean, they evenly graded. Probably half the draft room was with Terrion, half was with Brock. They went with Brock Bowers. So, sometimes it takes tight ends some time to make that adjustment. No matter how great they is, they actually do so much today. They could be the up back. They could be actually split out wide, play the slot, know the blocking scheme as a receiver, know the blocking scheme as an offensive line, extension of the offensive line, know the receiving routes. It's a job. I think it's like the equivalent of the linebacker position on the offensive side of the ball. Not as far as the, you know, especially the middle linebacker is the quarterback of it. No, as far as the development, a lot of times it takes the linebacker 2 or 3 years to really get where he needs to get to in the National Football League, you know. And in other situations, you know, for the tight end, a lot of times it takes 2 or 3 years before they start to get into their own. You know, that's why Mike Dickens still has, you know, a lot of the rookie tight end records. You know, that's when Mike Dick was a player, not a coach. So that lets you know how long ago, how hard the position is to make the transition into college to pros. It's a hard position. And now they ask you to do even more, you know, now maybe a little less blocking, but you got to know the blocking scheme as a receiver. You know, you got to know the run blocking scheme, the pass blocking scheme. If you got to block and release, they putting tight ends and screens. They put them in the backfield. You know what I'm saying? They lead blocking. They doing all this crack blocking. You know what I'm saying? They hand the ball up to them in some situations. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot. It's a lot. So, you know, it don't mean that Kyle Pitts won't break out eventually. And then this is dependent on the position, depending on the quarterback, in which the Raiders don't have. You know, Gardner Minshew's solid. But anyway, it worked in our favor. Didn't have to jump up, 13 spots to get him, whatever it was. So, you know, interesting. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video. Hit the link tree, find me on Instagram, Spotify, Facebook, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, my other channels. Appreciate y'all. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Peace.